All right. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is This Truth is a Spectator Sport to Most. And pretty much this lesson is inspired by a video I was watching earlier. Elder Apostle Tahar, he did a video on a deep analysis on Deacon Akar versus Captain Tazariak in camps. We in the New Covenant, which if Captain Tazariak and the IHBK are teaching that, which I agree, Elder Apostle Tahar said we didn't hear them say that. No, Deacon Akar said that, and Hassad said that, and I don't think they're lying, but then again, Captain Tazariak or the ISUBK will have to confirm that. But they did play a video, from the one individual from the ISUBK that taught that, or something along those lines. You can watch the video for yourself. You can see it for yourself. And within this video, he mentioned the topic of, this truth is an entertainment to you. Something, I forget exactly how he worded it. I just, embellished on it a little bit more. I just said this truth is a spectator sport to most. Now, what is a spectator sport? Spectator sport is a sport that many people find entertaining to watch. Now, the reason why I'm filming this way is because, I used to, on StreamYard, be able to switch back and forth between my email accounts because you only get 20 hours per week. Per month on StreamYard. So when it was up, the 20 hours, I would flip over to my other email and then continue on from there until the other one reset and vice versa. I would just keep going back and forth. And I learned that from the elder Menat Zakba from South Carolina. But for some reason, the layout that is out there now in 2024 is far different than it was before, and there's no button to log out. I went through I went to the drop down menu. I went to every one of those, and I didn't find anything on how to log out. There was one that said you could change the email address, and I tried to do that, but they won't allow you to do that because it said that belongs to somebody else, which it belongs to me. But that was the other account that I would use back and forth with this one, the gmsinfo.channel 12, and the other one. And they're not allowing me to do that. So I put out a short video asking brothers if they know, of it or how to do it. Let me know. I've gone on YouTube. The most recent video that they put up for logging out was 4 years ago, and that's the old logout, and it's not, there's no longer an option for that. So nevertheless, I will be filming like this for a couple of days until it resets, and then I go back to the StreamYard unless I find out how to do it. Now the other way that Elder Pastor Tahar was saying to do it, I could do it that way, but then I would not be able to go live. I would have to do pre-recording and then set it up as if it was live, premiere. And I'd rather just do it live, just get it out the way, but we'll see what happens. So a spectator sport is a sport that many people find entertaining to watch, and that's pretty much what this Hebrew Israelite is too. I'll say about 85 to 90% of Israelites out there, if not a little more. And when they watch this thing, they're not watching it as a thing of their life depends on learning this knowledge to be able to, save themselves, as it states in the book of James, the first chapter, which we could go there real quick. James chapter 1 and verse 21, one of my favorites. It says, wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. See? So this word engrafts you into this truth, into Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the core of this truth and the truth itself. And it says what? Which is able to save your souls, because it's what we learn here that is the key to our salvation. It's written many times in different ways. One other one I could think of is in the book of First Corinthians, the first chapter, and I'll start at 20. It says, "Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world?" Right, because the bottom line is the wise of this world, the scribes of this world, the so-called scholars and so-called learned men are not the authorities of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They are authorities according to this world because they have the paperwork, the documentation, the backing from the government, the backing from the church, so on and so forth. But that has nothing to do with the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It has something to do with secular authority. The Lord ain't dealing with secular authority. The Lord is dealing with his spiritual, divine authority. It says, "Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?" So if the Lord made foolish the wisdom of this world, why would we be looking at an individual that says that they have documentation to teach the scriptures, which are a spiritual thing, which the carnal mind cannot receive the things of the spirit? It says, "For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High." See? So you have these authorities, you have these gatekeepers, as they call them. You have the ones that'll tell you what it is and what it ain't, what's authoritative, what is not. But when it comes down to the actual spirituality of the scriptures, they have none. They'll know they can quote scriptures, they can go into prophecies that have already taken place, like the Roman Empire, Greek Empire, so on and so forth. But when it comes down to the actual spiritual aspect of the scripture, they have zero clue. So it says, "For after that in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High, it pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe." See? So the Lord is pleased to save those that believe in something that is pretty much there is no evidence of, really. And that's why he said in I believe that was Hebrews, he said how does it go? Faith without works is dead, I believe, is what I was thinking about. But when we go to Hebrews 11:1, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So there's really no evidence of these things except for the scriptures, the spirit that comes with the scriptures, which is the understanding of the scriptures, and the faith that the individual Israelite has, and also the evidence pretty much of the prophecies that are coming to pass, which the priest Daniela did a lesson on, which the priest, the young elder Barak Abar from the New York camp, took a short clip of where he was breaking down the MOTB, and it sounded like he was cursing these other camps out for not seeing that the MOTB is the micro CHIP when there's so much evidence out there for it. Now he said it's esoteric and exoteric, which esoteric means hidden, exoteric means outward, so it's known. And I'm not really sure what he meant by the other part of it, because I don't know if he means that, yes, it is the microchip, but it's also more, or if he's just saying that there is, that there's a, the evidence is the micro CHIP is the evidence of the MOTB, and if you were spiritual, you could see it. So I'm not really sure what he meant by that. But nevertheless, he did say that. He said, that the micro CHIP is the MOTB, and it's evident and plain out there. So for you guys that don't accept it, we lean more towards you sold out than you just don't know. You may have some that just don't know, but some of those more prominent leaders, they sold out now. So now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now another one of my favorites is Romans chapter 10 and verse 10. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, right? Because you are being taught and preached something that you really have no evidence of outside of the belief that's given to you. That's why I said you shall hear a word behind thee. You know, walk ye in, you know, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. Right? It says, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. So you believe it with your mind and you confess it with your mouth. And that leads to our salvation. And that's why for you men out there, you Israelite men that receive this truth, you're supposed to be teaching this truth. Because it's not just about belief and watching the videos, it's also about you doing something about it. You know, there's a great harvest going on, especially in these times. And the laborers are few. Yahushua said that. So what should you be doing? Well, teaching with what the Lord gave you, and also praying to the Lord that he send more laborers into his vineyard. That's what Yahushua said. So with the heart man believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. So the word is going out. Same chapter, Romans 10 and 18. But I say, have they not heard? So they heard. So now that they heard, guess what? They are bound by what they heard. Whether they receive it or not. Our job is not to make them get it. Our job is not to seal anybody. Our job is to teach the word. And those that are part of the elect, once they hear it, the Lord will seal them and he will draw them out. Remember what the Apostle Paul said. He said, you know, I had planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gives the increase. That's why Yahushai said, I knock. If any man opens, I will come. My Father and I will come into him and we will sup with him. And will give you the necessary tools that you need to wake up. It says, yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth. How is that possible? Through the unicorn, the satellites, which the elder apostles and the bishop, you know, because it was pouring rain, you know, yesterday. They did an inside ministry, you know, and they spoke about the unicorn. I was watching part of it. They spoke about the unicorn. And this is how, you know, the word was pretty much pushed throughout the four corners of the earth, because it would have been humanly impossible for any of us to do this, to do that. Yahushua said that we would not go through all the, you know, cities of Israel till Yahushua comes back. You know, because at the end of the day, the Lord is doing the sealing, right? And the Elder Pastor Charles spoke about somebody that said something pertaining to it. I can't remember the specifics, you know. And he also mentioned that, you know, that none of these groups out here, none of them would have, if it wasn't for the internet, would be teaching anything, because they wouldn't have heard this. If this mustard seed would have not been planted into the earth, if it would have just stayed, you know, on above ground or on top of the soil in Harlem, New York, chances are most people that would have not heard of it. You know. So it was the internet that the Lord gave this devil the technology to push this word. It says, and their words unto the ends of the world. And the satellite is what carried that to the four corners of the earth. And this is why in the book of Ezra, second Ezra, the 6th chapter, it spoke about when the end came, what would be some of the signs that would be taking place to let us know that we were at the end. 2nd Ezra 6 and 20, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished. So how do we know when the end is coming? How do we know that we're at the end? Well, these would be signs that would happen. Yahushua said what? He said there would be wars, rumors of wars, you know, there would be uproars of the people, you know, there would be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. The uproars of the people, you know, spoken of in the book of 2nd Ezra 9. You know, but that causes, you know, a lot of disturbance among people. Famine is going to cause a great disturbance. It says, then will I show these tokens. So when the world is finished, These are some of the signs that the Lord is going to show. The books, what books? The Bible shall be opened before the firmament. What is the firmament? The firmament is the ozone layer. So how are the books going to be opened before the firmament? Didn't say on the firmament, said before the firmament. You ain't never seen anybody that had a ladder to reach up into the heavens, up into the ozone layer, the firmament. You know, if they had ladders that long, they would have been able to save those people out of the, out of the burning building, the World Trade. They would have sent them ladders up there, and people would have been walking down, and most of them would have not been taken out. That's not how it's going to be open. You have up there in the atmosphere, you have satellites. Satellites send signals. Satellites on the Earth send signals to satellites in orbit. Satellites in orbit take that signal and return it or bend it back down to other satellites around the world. Therefore, you get a picture in your home, at your job, in your car, on your smartphone, wherever the case may be, and you will learn things that way. And that's what the firmament or these satellites were designed to do: send signals so that messages can run throughout the earth, back and forth. You could be here, you could be in California, and you can FaceTime somebody in Africa, let's say, or in Arabia, or in some place in Europe, and you can and it'll be in real time. How did that technology come about? Well, this was the Lord that gave Esau the ability to tap into the Urim and the Thummim technology that you see. And that's one of the signs that we would be at the end, that the books of the Bible would be opened or broken down or explained through this device called the internet. And they shall see all together. Why? Because they are actually seeing what's going on. They're actually witnessing the breakdown of the scriptures. They're actually witnessing the breakdown of prophecies. So while the work is going on, the teachings are going on, the internet is showing the Lord's handiwork, as it says in Psalms the 19th chapter. Only a handful of Israelites, in comparison to the rest of Israel, are really taking it serious. But the majority of them are not. They're playing games, because this is a song that we're singing. This is a song that's being played. And not a lot of Israelites out there are taking this song serious. They don't look at this song as being something that can save their soul. They're looking at this song in the seat of a spectator. In the seat of someone looking for entertainment. Are you not entertained? So Revelation 14:1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, which are the teachers, having his father's name written in their foreheads. When you read it in the different versions, it tells you his name and his father's name written in their foreheads. That's why in Proverbs 30:4 it says, what is his name and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell, because those two names are very important for salvation. Don't let any of these other clowns dupe you into not believing that. Revelation 14:2, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. That's the sound of what? Sound of music. And they sung as it were a new song. Why? Because the song that was taught about the Bible in today's standard, or that old song, right? I'm not talking about the original song, I'm talking about the old song of plantation Christianity, is not going anywhere. It's stale. It's rotten. So they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts, and the elders, And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. So you're going to have a group of men, Israelite men on the earth, that are part of the elect, that are teachers, that are going to teach this word, which are going to sing this song. And they're going to sing the song perfectly. Every note, every tune, it's going to be, everything is going to work in a synergistic way, which are many different components working for the same purpose. It's just like a clock. A clock is very intricate. If you took apart together, you took apart a clock and looked inside of it, there's a lot of intricate parts that go connected to that, to that component or that clock. And it will have to be oiled well in order for it to work properly. The oil represents the truth. All the different mechanisms in there represent all of the different teachers and their capacity. All right? And this song is being taught and sung, but not everybody's listening to the song. Not everybody's taking heed to the song. So when we go to Ezekiel 33 and 30, this is the part of the spectator sport Israelites out there. These are your, individuals out there that'll watch only controversial videos. They'll watch debates. They'll watch, when you have a versus battle in Israel, oh man, Deacon Akaz getting at Captain Desire, I gotta watch that. Captain Desire is getting on so and so and such and such, I gotta watch that. You see a video of brothers cursing out Esau, I gotta watch that. But when it comes down to the serious nuts and bolts of the truth, which is the main crux of this truth that is able to save your soul, you find that boring. You fall asleep. When you go into history, when you go into the Hebrew, when you go into breakdowns, when you go into the important messages of reconciliation and what it means and who is for and who the Gentiles are, you start putting your hand over your mouth, yawning, one eye closed, you're trying to, you're like, nah, I got to go to the next one because it has nothing. Yahushua said it best. He cursed them individuals out, wicked Pharisees and Sadducees. He said, you seek to kill me because my word has no place in you. So those of you that find it boring, that only watch things that are controversial, the word of the Lord is doing nothing for you because it's not in you. But those of you that watch this because it sounds like it's a beautiful sound, and you it's like your favorite song that you can never get tired of hearing over and over again. This is how does the term go? Timeless classic. This truth is a timeless classic. A timeless classic is a song that no matter how many times you hear it, you just don't get tired of hearing it because it's so well made. That's what this truth is. This truth is, a well-made song that there was no flaws in it, no mistakes, and no matter how many times you hear it, it's just thrilling to hear. You see? So to others, they don't view it in that fashion. They view it in a fashion of, like it's man, you're hurting my ears, man. Inside joke, but true. It's like a hurt in their ears when they hear it. But to others, it's that lovely tune. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. Now thanks be unto the Most High, which always causes us to triumph in Yahushua. So whether people listen to it or not, we still triumph in Yahushua. Whether Israel is gathered or not, we're still going to receive a reward if we are a part of the elect. The Lord told that to Isaiah. He told that to the Apostle Paul. The Apostle Paul spoke on that. So even if Israel is not gathered, if we are part of the elect and we're teaching and we teach to the end, we're going to receive that reward. regardless of if they come or not. It says, and maketh manifest the savor of his knowledge by us in every place. So wherever this word is taught, wherever it's heard, it's a savor, it's a sweet savor. You got to understand that every time we teach this word, it's a sweet savor in the ears of Yahweh, because he remembers the great sacrifice that Yahweh made. And that sacrifice that Yahweh made for us is a sweet savor in the ears of the Most High. For we are unto the Most High a sweet savor of Yahweh every time we teach. In them that are saved and in them that perish, because it doesn't matter if they receive it or if they don't receive it, it's still sweet. It's still a sweet savor of Yahweh in Yahweh's ears. To the one we are a savor of death unto death. These are the ones that are not to receive this truth. It's a savor of death unto death. Man, when is he going to shut the hell up? Tired of hearing this. Matter of fact, change the channel. It said, unto the other, a savor of life unto life. Man, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. I just can't get enough. And when it ends, they're like, no, no. And with that, no, please. Because they want to keep hearing it. Because there's not many things in this world that bring us comfort. But one thing that brings us comfort is this truth. And when we hear of the prophecies being fulfilled. Because me, myself, personally, I hate hearing, this might possibly change this, and if they might do that, I don't want to hear the mights no more, dog. I don't want to hear the mights or the possibilities or the possibles or maybe somehow, some way, or if this happened. No. We want to see the actual fulfillment of prophecy. Because you watch some of these pundits out there, these alternative media, and it's almost like they're in the mindset or in that fray of clickbait. Oh, and this, and that, and come on, man. Come on. We want the real thing. Inside joke. It says, who is sufficient for these things? Right, so the ones that are to be destroyed, this word is going to sound like death unto them. The ones that are to be saved, this word is going to sound like life unto them. It says, for we are not as many which corrupt the word of the Most High, but as of sincerity, but as of the Most High, in the sight of the Most High, Yahweh, speak we in Yahweh. And that's what we do. So Ezekiel 30, this is the ones that the savor of death unto death is for. This is the ones that just like to hear it, sounds good, but they do nothing about it. Ezekiel 33:30. This is the Spectator sport Israelites. As a brother put earlier, shake my damn head. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and the doors of the houses. Because you better believe that, Jake, man. Jake, they love a good controversy. They love shit talking. They love, I'm giving them this smoke. I'm giving them that smoke. And I want to see this guy said, you have a video that'll say, smoke for so-and-so and such and such. And the video will be posted for 2 weeks. And you'll see all kind of people waiting for that. All kind of Jakes waiting for that. They love hearing about this bullshit. But when it comes to hearing the words that bring life, eternal life, they don't want to hear that. And speak one to another, everyone to his neighbor, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh from the Lord, or cometh forth from the Lord. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's debating this guy again? Or he's debating this other guy? Oh, man, that's going to be a good debate, man. I've been waiting for this. And they come unto thee as the people come. Oh, yeah, shalom. Come, Yasha Allah. And they sit before thee as my people. Oh, yeah, Israel, Yasha Allah, yo. And they hear thy words, right? But they will not do them. They will not get involved. Why? Because they are spectator Israelites. They are not in sincerity the Israel of the Most High. They are not a part of the elect. They are part of the spectating crowd of Israel. They are the cheerleaders of the truth. For with their mouth they show much love. Oh man, I love Captain Tazayako. I love Deacon Nakar. I love this guy. Or I love that guy. You know? Well, you ain't going to hear them say they love GMS. So you can forget that. That one clown said that we are homeless. And I blame you, Bishop Nathaniel, and the IUIC for putting that out there. These assholes are repeating that because you keep telling the people that we're bums and that we're homeless, you know, that we're grapists. You're going to have to pay for that, man. You push that energy out there. Like I said before, if you get mad, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. If I said that Deacon Asaph loves to take it up the ass, and I kept saying that, people start repeating that, do you think he would not be mad about that? Of course he would be mad. So you're damn right we get, but I mean, we get mad, but then again, we don't. Because we know that we are, you know, we are happy. Yep, Black Hebrew Israelites, yeah, we're happy because we know that we're in good company. We know we're suffering for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, so we know that we're in good company. But the point is that the reason why these people out there, the average Joe out there, the average demon out there that is an Israelite but not an Israelite, they're in the heathenistic mind state, even though they may know that they're Israelites, and they're repeating these things that you're saying without any proof, but then we slanderers, we're liars, we slander, okay, we don't show no respect. We call him Nate. We don't show him no respect. We don't put his title on him. We don't give him his proper title, his proper name. But meanwhile, you disrespect Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's name all the time. But that don't matter. You could do that. Because King, Bishop, highly exalted Vicar, Nathaniel, General Nathaniel, he is above the Most High in Yahweh Shai. You know? So you better put respect on his name, but you can call the Most High in Yahweh Shai, you'll play yoga if you want. To the unknown, you can call him whatever you want. See? And the people are doing that because you're pushing that energy out there. People are calling us bums and grapists and homeless and all that because you put that energy out there. And the Lord's going to deal with you guys, man. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness, right? Because it's not about learning with these guys. It's all about, fulfilling their carnal desires. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. And that's the thing. It's a spectator sport to the majority of Israelites. It's spectator Israelites. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. That's why you have these false prophets scrambling now, doing videos on the digital system, ridiculed the micro C-hip as being an MOTB before. Now they're changing their tune. They might throw a micro C-hip in there. And the other one, Bakwash, with his simple ass. He did a video years ago where he taped the Munchos chip on his hand. He said, what's this? Yeah, brothers, I sold out. Now he's saying that it's the micro C-hip. Why? Because the receipts are evident. The evidence is overwhelming. So they have no choice. That's why Oil Cane Harry, General Exalted Vicar King Nathaniel, he did a lesson a few years back on the digital currency system or something along those lines. Why? Because he got that one locked in the chamber for when it comes. Well, of course, I knew about that all along. I did a video on that years ago, moron. Because that has got to be the slickest Israelite on the planet, but you ain't slicker than the Most High, dog. Anyways, let's move on. So this truth is a spectator sport to most of you Israelites out there. So Matthew chapter 11, verse 16. But whereunto should I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets. Who are the children? We're the children. What is the markets? Out here in these streets. The agora. And calling unto their fellows. See? Calling out to the fellows, teaching. And those leaders don't go out on the streets. Unless, and we've been saying this for a while, unless it's some major event and they'll show their face. But going out to the streets to them every week, that's beneath them. They are elevated far above that. They graduated from that. They pretty much retired from that. So when we go out there and we teach, we're the children sitting in the markets and calling unto the fellow. That's the other Israelites out there. And saying, we have piped unto you, right? We're singing a song and you have not danced. You're not dancing to the tune of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to this music. Only time you get excited is when there's some controversy. It says, we have mourned unto you and you have not lamented. Yeah, because the time is coming where things are going to get hard. The time of Jacob's trouble. And remember, Bishop Nathaniel said there's not going to be no Jacob's trouble. But he called everybody a moron and said that he did say, he said there was just nothing going on back then. No, you didn't say that. The man asked you a direct question and you said no. And he even said, so we're just going to be here, you know, just everything is everything, you know, and then all of a sudden the Yahushua is going to come, or the Christ is going to come, as y'all call him, you know, and boom, and then deliverance is going to come, right? That's what you said. But you individuals out there, you boneheads out there, you zombies out there, you know, you see that, you witness that, but yet you still follow this guy. Blind leaders of the blind, they shall both fall into a ditch. Now let's go from there. Second, these are just precepts that popped in, you know, in my mind, you know, and I just said, let me just grab a few of them. 2 Peter 3:1. This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. And that's the true definition of the word education. It comes from the Latin word educare, which means to draw out. So in order for you to really be educated, it has to already be in you. And when you hear the word, it's drawing memory out of you that you already had in you. You see? It says that you may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandments of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior. Yeah, because when you go back and you read scriptures from the past, we read about certain events that were going to take place that the prophets spoke about, that Israel ridiculed them about, persecuted them about, and what happened? Those words took hold of them. So we're, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, stirring up your pure minds by way of remembrance to be mindful of the things that were spoken before, the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. Right? It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. So what are scoffers? Well, let's go to scoff. Speak to someone or about something in a scornfully derisive or mocking way. And that's what, you know, Bishop Nathaniel and the IUIC have done to the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They even went as far as being out in the forest. I think that was during the Feast of Tabernacles, if I'm not mistaken. And they wrote the name of the Most High in the Hebrew and the name of Yahushua in the Hebrew backwards. They wrote it from left to right. And they did a parody skit where they were walking and they said, look, brother, look what we found. You know, oh, is that, you know, they made mockery. They read it and they said it was the Most High's name and Yahushua's name. And then Bishop Nathaniel told that one Ephraimite dude, should we join the bump camp? Does that mean we got to join the bump camp? He said, no, we don't got to join the bump camp. Total mockery. Bug Eyes, he said, you know, you could call the Most High your plate yoga. Then Bishop Nathaniel tried to clean it up. You got to remember, man may forget stuff. You can pull the wool over, you know, the eyes of man, but the spirit never forgets. But you know, by your words you're going to be justified, and by your words you're going to be condemned. All right. Matter of fact, let's go to the word scoffer, because there's another word in there. It says empahictis. All right, which is a mocker, a scoffer. Now, what does it mean to mock? Tease or laugh at in a scornful or contemptuous manner. Remember they made the joke? A sister told me that her dog had a micro C hip in her. No, he said, first he said, can somebody tell me what an RFID has to do with buying and selling? A sister told me that her dog had a micro C hip. And I told her, well, maybe your dog, sister, maybe your dog can buy you some lamb. And everybody's laughing and cracking up and, you know, mocking. Now, he ain't laughing at the micro C hip. He's like, they might throw a micro C hip in there, but wait a minute. What does a micro C hip or RFID have to do with buying or selling? Total hypocrisy. Mock, verb. The local children taunted and mocked the old people in the home. Ridicule. Now there was a, let me see if I can find that. Let's see. I'm not sure if there's a scripture. Well, this is a good one. 2 Chronicles 36:16. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High. This is it. And despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai arose against his people, and there was no remedy. See? And that's what it's coming down to. There's going to be no remedy. Matter of fact, Proverbs 29:1, he that be an often reproved, meaning reproof after correction, after correction, after reproof, after correction, after admonition, after reproof, after reproval, after correction, often reproved, hardeneth his neck, he don't listen, he don't take heed to what's being said, he ain't picking up on what the Lord is laying down, shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without what? Without remedy. You're not going to have any recourse of action when that time comes, because you've heard it over and over again. And the word for remedy is ma rapah, which ma is of or from, rapah is healing. So there's going to be no form of healing, health, healing, cure. See, health, profit, sound of mind. There's not going to be any help, because you're receiving the help right now, but you're not listening to the help. You're not listening to what the Lord is putting down. And in Proverbs 1:20, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets, she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, would you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. See, so you have the simple ones, they love simplicity, the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. And this knowledge is what's going to save your souls. So now the Lord's saying, turn you at my reproof, turn you at my correction. Is the Lord coming down here himself and reproving you? No. He got the prophets out here telling you what it is, what's coming, warning you of what's coming before it comes. Then you have these other individuals sounding an uncertain sound and not warning the people. Lord's going to deal with you for that, man. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. Yeah, if you listen, if you take heed, you can only do that if you're part of the elect. The Lord will pour out his spirit unto you so that you can get what you need to be protected. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. I will make known my words unto you. Why? Because these words are what's going to save you. Because I have called, because I have called and you refused. See, you turned your shoulder, you didn't listen. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. You didn't regard the Lord, telling you or, speaking to you and correcting you to guide you in the right direction. But you have set at naught all my counsel and with none of my reproof. You just cast it all out the window. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Since you mock the Lord's prophets, you mock the Lord's word. When hell comes upon you, the Lord's going to laugh at your ass through the prophets. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, because Jacob's trouble is going to be like floods of water coming down at you. You caught up in a tempest. Here it is. You have no shelter. You're out there ass naked. And this typhoon or this whirlwind, this destruction, this devastation, this storm grabs you, your monkey ass, and just tears you limb from limb. You're not going to have anywhere to anchor down and shelter. Then shall they call upon me. What's the Lord's name? But I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Why? Because the Lord is going to withdraw his presence from the rest of Israel out here. He's only going to have his presence or his angels around them that fear him to deliver them. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, they would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil. So the elect will be protected, the rest will not. So this truth is a spectator sport to most. So with that, I pray that you brothers and sisters have been edified. Till the next time I say, Shalom.